Hey, what's up? This is Mike Portnoy, and you're hanging right here on MayTheRockBeWithYou.com.
Mike Portnoy.
Hello.
Welcome back to Australia.
How you going?
Pretty good. It's not bad at all. And welcome to May the Rock Be With You. I know we've spoken a couple of times now, so it's great to actually meet you and catch up and do this.
All right.
Excellent. Now, welcome back to Australia and to Sydney, of course. You're here for the Shattered Fortress shows. Done a couple so far. How have they gone?
It's been great. Well, we've been going all throughout the world all year. We did Europe, we did South America, we did a couple in North America, and this is the end of it. So tonight and tomorrow are the last two Shattered Fortress shows, probably ever. And but the Australian run's been great. It's been great to be back.
Nice. What's it like going back and revisiting the Dream Theater catalogue and these songs?
It's been great. I didn't know what to expect at first. I was kind of like, I don't want to say dreading this tour, but I was kind of, you know, anticipating like, ooh, how's it going to feel? What's it going to feel like? And from the first show, it's been amazing. There's just been great emotion in the air, and you could feel the vibes with the fans. Everybody's happy to be hearing this again and seeing me play this music again. You see smiles and you see tears, and so actually I'm really glad I did it in the end.
Nice. And you end the set, I won't ruin it for anyone, you ended with Finally Free. Now, are you finally free from the catalogue? Is that sort of what you're trying to say? You're no longer going to play the Dream Theater stuff, or?
I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, the show ends with a couple of phrases that are in the last song. You know, finally free, one last time, we'll meet again, my friends, someday soon. So all these last phrases that come up in the final moments of the show are it's rather significant, actually. You know, yeah, there's a certain closure to this tour. I mean, I'll probably revisit some of the material with Sons of Apollo, the stuff that Derek and I did together. So, I mean, of course, I still have free reign to do whatever I want, and if I want to revisit a song here or there, then yeah. But it's safe to say this is the last time I'll do like a full tour and a full show of Dream Theater music.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, you mentioned Sons of Apollo. About 6 months ago we spoke, and the band was coming. You couldn't even say what it was called yet. You finally got the album out. It's an absolute monster, by the way. What's it like finally having it out to the world?
It's great. I mean, it was one thing. It's one thing when you make a record and it's many months before people can hear it. But in this case, we made a record and it was many months before people even knew about the band. We had to keep the whole band itself under wrap for a while. So once we announced the band, it was really exciting, and then there was a couple of months of waiting and anticipating the album, and now that the album's out, the reactions have been great, and now we're eagerly awaiting the tour, so that's still to come, starting in February, and we look forward to it.
Australia?
I would love to. It's not up to me. If it was up to me, I would have played Australia with Flying Colours and Transatlantic and the Neil Morse Band and Metal Allegiance and the Winery Dogs, and you know, I've been waiting to come back to Australia. Yeah. It's not up to me, but it's up to you guys to demand it. But yeah, I would hope so. I know Sons of Apollo's manager is shooting for it for 2018, so fingers crossed.
Right. Now, obviously, you played with Derek and Billy and Bumblefoot before. What was the process like finding the right singer for this band? Finding Jeff, I mean, what a voice, but what was that process like?
The process was simple. It was just a matter of me imagining it.
Okay.
I mean, I knew that he was the guy. I mean, on paper, this was the lineup that I wanted. And in all honesty, I had to kind of sell Derek and Bumblefoot and the label on Jeff, because they only knew his stuff from like his AOR background. But I knew Jeff was the man. And as soon as we demoed up some of the material and I played it for some of the guys in the label, once the ball started rolling, you know, everybody was convinced.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best bands ever, because the X or formerly or whatever, you can have like this long of each band that the people have been in. It's phenomenal to put this talent together. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's a great lineup.
So when you all put the album together, what were you able to do differently on this album that you haven't been able to do in your previous incarnations with other artists?
Well, I guess just maybe the style and the genre, because I've kind of strayed away from the progressive metal genre for the last 7 years after I left Dream Theater. So, you know, I guess for me, this lineup is a chance to kind of dip my toes back into that world. Although I don't know if that's an accurate tag for the band in itself, because I think the band has got all these other influences. Prog metal is kind of just one of them. I think classic rock is in there and metal is in there. But anyway, for me, this was an opportunity to kind of get back to longer progressive songs with a metal edge, you know, because I do long progressive songs with all my stuff with Neil Morse, but it's not really metal with Neil. And then I've done metal stuff with Metal Allegiance, but that's not really prog. Winery Dogs is more classic rock. So Sons of Apollo is more the closest I've gotten in terms of genre to you know, what I used to do in Dream Theater.
Okay. And did you enjoy going back? Was it something you sort of ticked and went, oh, this is great again, I'm all over it? Like it took that time in between to make you love it again?
Well, I've always loved it. I mean, I did that for 25 years with Dream Theater. I think I just purposely needed to disconnect from it for the most part in order to do all of these other things that I really wanted to do. And I didn't, you know, if I wanted to just do progressive metal right out of the gates after leaving Dream Theater, then why leave Dream Theater? You know, I needed to do these other things. So, but yeah, getting back to it, and also these Shattered Fortress shows, you know, really has kind of reignited the flame. And I think Sons of Apollo will definitely deliver to the fans that miss me doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially with the opener and the closer on the album, like what, 10, 12 minutes each. It's like what a way to open and close an album.
Yeah.
So 2018 obviously is the focus on Sons of Apollo and that at the moment, or have you got other things in the pipeline? Or of course you probably do.
Well, both. I mean, Sons of Apollo is the focus, and that's what I'm going to be on the road with, you know, all year. But inevitably, there's other seeds being planted. I'm starting a new Neil Morse Band album in January. Finishing up a Metal Allegiance album, which will be out, I don't know, sometime first part of 2018. So yeah, there's always other things going, but on the road, you know, Sons of Apollo is pretty much going to be my focus.
Yeah, cool. You never stop, do you?
I don't. I'm feeling the grind. I'm definitely ready for a break. I'm ready to retire. So I'm grooming my son to take over for me eventually.
Oh, nice one. Very cool. Now, I like to do this. Is there one piece of advice you were given when you started making music that you still go back to this day that, you know, rings true?
Well, you say rings true. I think that's what it's about. It's about being true to yourself. To me, I've always followed my heart. I make decisions based on what feels right artistically. You know, I don't make decisions based on money. I don't make decisions based on what's going to be the best career move to set me up for, you know, I mean, obviously I'm in 87 bands, so you know, I think it's obvious that I make decisions based on just wanting to feel artistically inspired. And that's it. I just follow my heart.
Yeah, cool. So obviously over time and the 87 bands you've been in, things do change. But what's the one thing you would say has stayed the same in your time making music?
Kind of the same answer. You know, I kind of just, I never really changed through all the years. I mean, I guess I've been in the business now 30 years, and I'm still here at 50 years old, sitting here with you. I'm still like that 11-year-old kid listening to Kiss albums or Ramones albums. So I never really changed. You know, what I do and why I do it is the same now as it was back in the beginning when I was in my first band, Intruder, you know, 30-something years ago.
That's cool. At 50, you're not going to slow down yet? You said you're going to retire, but that's not yet, is it?
I do have next month off. I have the entire month of December off, and that's my first time having a month off in, I can't even remember how long. So that should hopefully recharge my battery. Right, cool. And then I'll be fine.
Nice. And what I do with everyone is I get them to look ahead to the future. So finish this sentence for me. In 2018, Mike Portnoy will
be focused on Sons of Apollo.
Right.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
No.
Excellent. Mate, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
Good to see you.